So Rayansh Shukla started the game. I mean, he was white. No, his opponent was white. Opponent started with e4. Okay. Rayansh Shukla replied with e5. And then came, 1 second,
Is it King's Gambit? No.
just a moment, let me flip
It's
this over.
Rayan Shukla's game. He only knows.
Okay, e4, e5, and now d4. The sender game. So basically, white is playing the Scotch one move too early. Like in Scotch, you play knight out, and then d4. You remember the Scotch, na? We had this as opening of the one while back. So here,
I don't even know.
this is not really preferred for white because after takes, which is what Rayansh played, takes, white gets to develop a piece for free, which is
Queen.
huh? White gets, no, sorry, black. Black gets to develop a piece for free.
Knight.
Yeah, knight comes out with tempo, and that's what Rayansh did. So the queen has to go back.
Some people don't go back. They stay front.
They stay somewhere
Yeah,
active.
yeah.
So the opponent also played something like that in this game. He stayed active. Now what will you do?
Then
for-
bishop b4.
Yeah, you could have finished him right there. Rayan Shukla had a chance to finish the game right there.
No, sir. He could move. The queen could move.
Look properly, Rana. How can the queen
It's a
move?
pin. Oh, done.
You are just seeing one side. So that happens when you don't play chess for a long time. But yeah, bishop to b4 wins the game. It's a queen. So Rayansh had the chance. But Rayansh is still doing things like you were on that beginner stage, running around with the queen. Here comes the queen. Not a good idea. You got to bring out the pieces. Your focus should be on the pieces.
Yes.
Now opponent plays queen here, defending the pawn. Rayansh attacks it. Knight d4. g3. Attacking.
The desperado.
Yeah. So now what will you do here if you're black? Rayansh Manna.
Sir, I would take the pawn.
You take
c2.
you take the pawn on c2. I move the king. Now your queen's hanging and your knight's hanging. Don't bite more than you can chew. So when your queen's hanging and opponent's queen's hanging, you either take his queen or you save your queen and not do something completely different.
Sir,
Okay, Ranak.
knight takes queen.
Won't they take our queen?
No, it's
Because
a check.
exactly, it's a free queen again. Rayan Shukla has a second chance to win the queen in like the first 10 moves. But Rayan Shukla ran away with this queen. He forgot that knight takes queen comes with a check. So it would have been a full queen up for a knight. So he ran away.
I was thinking about doing that, but then I didn't even see it was a check.
So that's the thing. So we got to see ahead. Now queen went to d3 to stop the fork.
Sir, it's a check we can take with the knight.
Take what with the knight?
Knight on g3.
Huh? Knight on?
g3.
How will knight take on g3 instead? Super knight, is it? 1, 2, 3 turn.
When the queen was there, knight takes
Knight takes what?
the queen.
Of course, but black played queen here, na? And then white played queen d3, na? Where are you listening? So this happened. So now the knight is attacked. c5 to keep the knight defended. Opponent brings out his pieces. Knight f3. What did he do?
Takes.
Yeah, takes. Knight to f6. So Rayan Shukla also brings out his pieces now. So whose position is better after all this? Already big drama happened in the opening itself, and now things have quietened up. So who is better, Shaurya, in this position?
Black.
Black is better because
Their pieces are more developed.
yeah, black is one extra piece active in the game, but it's white's turn, and white plays bishop to g5.
Pinning the knight.
Yeah, pinning the knight, but we can kick it immediately, right? So
But
either
people will take it.
yeah, or black is an even better move which Rayan Shukla played. What is that, guys?
That is
Huh.
knight takes pawn.
Knight takes pawn is how you blunder a queen. Very nice. Beautiful. You are saying it's a pin and you are only moving the knight. What is this? So what should...
Queen
Yes.
takes pawn.
Yeah, queen takes pawn. It's a free pawn and Rayansh took the free pawn. Takes. Takes. So now we have an endgame. Pawns are one pawn up for black. So it is good.
Stop making the noise.
Be quiet, please, Virukam. The bishop was attacked. Bishop comes to e3. And now black played bishop to d6. Rayanch is black number. He's up a pawn. Now bishop to d3. So should the bishop come here or here? Which is better? d6 is better.
No,
Okay.
no, no.
e7 is better.
Yeah.
Why?
It does not allow the pawn to.
Yeah. You're blocking the d pawn, so the bishop cannot get out. But this is still okay. It's a little more active. But for this bishop, you'll have to do something else, which is
B.
yeah,
B.
you have to play b6 and bishop b7. Then both bishops are happy. So now this is knight is attacked. So he first saves the knight. Knight goes back, and now opponent plays knight to a3. Rayan Shukla castles, which is fine. Opponent also castles, also fine. Now there's a small tactic coming from white. Can you find out what white is trying to do? Like what if black is not careful, white will win a pawn. Have a good look, guys. What should black do here?
I have an idea to.
In silence. Think in silence so that others can also think properly. No need to raise and let everyone think. Okay, how many of you decided? Veer Vikram.
Bishop takes h7.
You agree?
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
Okay, exactly. This is what we call the discovered attack, right? So bishop takes h7, king takes a knight takes, and then rook takes bishop. So that means what should black do here? Shavli.
Well, black. So
That you didn't think. You were just sitting.
No, yeah.
You decided.
we can play g6.
Same thing will happen. Now what is the difference? I'll take the pawn. You're not understanding the problem then. Rayanch Manna, what will you do for black? Let him look.
Move the bishop to e5.
We have to move the bishop. The problem is not h7 hanging. The problem is he will take the bishop and after he takes something with the bishop. So bishop e5, but he takes the pawn.
So there is one more.
What is that?
Pawn to g6.
And then take the bishop takes pawn. What am I repeating the same thing he said? Veer Vikram, what should black do here?
Bishop e7.
Yeah, where the bishop should have probably come out earlier. That gets out of the way and then d pawn can move to d5. And the bishop can get out. So bishop e7 is probably fine. Let's see what he did. He played, he played rook into the game. He played rook to e8. Opponent has this chance to win back the pawn, but he plays bishop to g5. And now, what should Rayan Shukla play? What should black do here? Still, bishop e7 makes sense, right? Because this is still a problem, right? And this is a big problem. Our piece is not developed. So somehow our bishop got stuck. So b6 is also required. So bishop e7 and then d5 is one, d6 is one option, or moving the pawn is one option. Getting the bishop out fast. He plays rook to e6. This is making things difficult. Now white has a good move. What should white do here, guys?
Rook e1.
Rook e1 is normal. I'll exchange. That's fine. It's good, but better. Put pressure on the opponent.
Like PP or the PP.
Not that.
Bishop c4.
Rayanch Manna.
Sir, pawn to c4.
Pawn to c4.
Bishop c4.
Why?
No, for black pawn to c4.
For black pawn c4, that's just a free pawn. Why?
So then we'll take the knight.
That's defended. That's just an exchange. You're giving up a pawn. I'm talking for white, not for black. What should white do? Ranak.
Bishop c4.
Yeah, bishop c4 is good. Bishop f5 is good. Both are fine. Bishop f5, the rook e5 is there, so bishop c4 is better. So opponent plays bishop c4. If the rook moves, the problem is bishop is gone.
Bishop gone.
So pieces are now stuck. He moved the rook.
Knight.
There is still.
Knight.
Is there any way to get
knight
out?
to d5.
Then you lose the
Rook to
right?
e5.
Rook to e5. I'll
Knight to
take.
d5.
Knight to d5. You want to play knight d5?
Yeah.
That's just a free piece. So I'll just take it. So to save the bishop, you're giving up the knight. Okay. So he played rook back. He's already gone. Now Rayan Shukla's position crumbles because this bishop didn't come out. So this game, Rayan Shukla had 2 chances to win the queen, but because of the temptation to run around with the queen, that chance was missed, and now it's an endgame where opponent is winning because our piece is not developed. Yes, Virvikram, what happened?
That's what I was gonna say.
Okay, so now rook takes bishop. Knight e4, doing a fork, but will Rayansh get his piece back? What will happen, Rayansh? What will white do? What's
Rook
it?
E1.
Nice. So rook e1 is a good move, yeah, because rook d5 is there. Huh? Rook?
He played it.
Huh. Rook d5 is protecting the bishop and saving the rook. But
So
this
what?
is a, yeah, sure. So this is a killer move. Because now not only is the, oh wait, wait, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Opponent has blundered.
Oh my god.
The move that looks good is a blunder. It looks like it's a pin. Instead of laughing, tell the move now, you're simply laughing for no reason.
Sir, knight takes d6.
Exactly, knight takes rook, protects the rook. Rayan Shukla could have taken the rook. Opponent would have started crying by this. But he missed that chance, a big chance. He did not see that the rook would be, the knight would be protecting his rook. He thought it's a pin. And he played pawn h6. Now his opponent saved the rook instantly. Opponent is like, I'm out of there. He saves the rook. And now, why did you take the, what? Why did you, probably he thought f3 is coming anyway. Even if you take the bishop, white will play f3 and win the knight. Knight f6 is there, so you of course take the bishop. You gotta take it. Okay, so probably after pawn take bishop, I'll play rook e3. Then you will be losing the knight.
Then you can play
f5 and f3.
Yeah.
So you lose a piece. So there will be a double attack over there. So let's see, what did white do? What did black do? Rayan just played b6.
So,
Yes.
you told rook to e3. No?
Yeah.
We can play d4, d5, d5.
Bishop takes. Then 3 pieces are attacking the knight after that. So b6 was played. Rook e3 happened anyway. Bishop to b7. They're both forgetting about that guy over there. And now
He takes it.
opponent saves the bishop. But that's not really saving it, right? Black can win the bishop if he wants. Anytime Rayan
G-
Shukla, yeah. How? Yeah, g5. Let's see if he did that. No.
I
he-
didn't.
No, you played bishop c. What does that do? That's just a quiet move. This is no position to play quiet moves. You have to either remove the spin. How do we remove the spin, guys? What should black do to remove the
Move
spin?
the rook.
Then you lose a knight, na? Bishop takes, rook will take.
The knight.
You're losing a knight and bishop for rook. So moving the rook means you're losing the game. Yes, Shaurya?
So now we can play d5.
Now d5 looks good, yeah? But the pin is still there. I'll go back. Pin is still there, no?
So then we can.
Yeah, Rayansh?
So then we can play d4. Wait.
That's how you lose material again. Rook takes.
And so then I can play
Bishop takes
knight to d. F3 to d.
F3?
And
That's for
d6.
white.
So
I'm saying what should black do now? Yeah.
and d6.
Yeah, we can now move the knight. Knight d6 gets out of the pin. And everything is fine. So this is fine. But he plays a quiet move. We are down a piece. We should not be playing quiet move. We had to play g5.
So the bishop was on c4.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good point. Good. Okay, he plays bishop to c6. That means there's no chance to come back. Now, opponent plays bishop to b5, asking for an exchange, and the bishop goes back. And now bishop came back to d3. Now the knight is in danger. He plays f5. Knight b5. What will you play for black? Black is in trouble. It's a tough position, but we have to somehow hold on. How do we hold on in this position without losing stuff? Is there a way? Anything at all possible? What is the threat basically? What?
The knight is knight c7.
Knight c7 is a threat, and yeah, knight c7,
Rook
that's the only
c8.
threat. Yeah, it is rook c8 because knight d6 is not a
the
threat.
rook.
Yeah, any rook. Oh, you want to move this rook out of?
Yeah.
Because then both rooks will not be active, na? But okay, you're going out of the pin at least. So okay, rook c8 would do the job. Knight d6 is not a problem. Knight's covering it, so there's no problem.
Sir,
So-
knight takes f2.
Knight takes f2. Then rook takes rook, na.
Then rook takes rook again.
Then what happens? Think, no, calculate. It's two pieces attacking, so you can't move the knight. You can move it here or here. I mean, here you can't move now because knight will take.
So there also.
There,
there
what's the
yeah.
problem? There you can. But yeah, so here Rayansh played another quiet move, g6, and now knight c7 happened, and we're gonna lose more material. So tough game for Rayansh Shukla. But somehow here your opponent agreed to a draw. How?
No, I asked him,
Huh.
and
That-
he accepted.
That means he agreed for the draw, na? You offered, so he has to accept it. He has to agree for it, na? Why would he agree for the draw? How did you? Did you have to tell him something, or he just offered and he accepted?
I offered him.
He accepted. Okay.
I think
Alright.
sir, I would not accept this
Of
even.
course, most people will not accept a draw here because white's completely winning.
What was this?
Sir,
I
most
think his mother would
mistakes.
have told him not to play, and his mother would have woken up from sleep and come and got
Your opponent is.
Because that has happened. It was a clear
Opponent is 651 rated. Rayansh is 645 rated. So similar rating also. Sometimes if people with if Rayansh is like 1000, then they will of course agree to a draw. But not the case here. But even if it's big difference in rating, this is basically white up by a full rook. But it's going to be up a rook. Maybe he had to go somewhere fast and a draw was a good thing. That's what happened. But main
But he
thing.
could have won in seconds, sir.
How do you win in second? This is
I
a
mean,
long
like-
game. This will take time. I mean, it's an end game. You're just up by one piece. So this was a game where Rayansh had many chances,
Three.
but he couldn't. Yeah,